Welcome to day one of the Bulawayo Arts Festival. My name is BKay, your DJ, and everybody else's DJ. This is day one of the Bulawayo Arts Festival and running under the theme, Wow, We Own Winter. So much is going to be taking place right here at the large city hall, and of course we would have loved for you to be coming here direct to us, but of course the COVID pandemic has got everyone affected, and we have thought to bring this auspicious occasion, this arts-filled, this cultural-filled occasion straight to your house via our web streams. Thank you for tuning in, but in the meantime, before I tell you much, Miss Mo is inside the large city hall, sitting on the couch, bringing you so much action, giving you so much interviews right now. Come, let's go to see Miss Mo.
Thank you, BKay, my DJ, your DJ. My name is Mo, and I'll be your host on the couch tonight. We're going to have a lot of exciting guests, including the good Reverend Paul Damasane and Ubaba Phathisa Nyathi. But before then, let us go to the main stage where we have Mzoe 7 entertaining us. Mr. Gaga Gugu, take it on.
USA. Have you ever been in love? So much in love that you just wish you could get your loved one, the whole world. Sending me your location, how much you want to give me your quotation. Baby girl, the dimension, my love for you is on rotation. Sending me your location, how much you want to give me your quotation. Baby girl, the dimension, my love for you is on rotation. Let me sample you. 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 Baby girl, let me sample you. Baby, you be my starter. Then you my medicosi. Then you give me that thing. What do they call it? Humanity. You be my starter, then you my medicosi. Then you give me that thing, what do they call it? Humanity. Let me sample you. Let me sample you. Baby girl, let me sample you. Let me sample you. Let me sample you. Let me sample you. Baby girl, let me sample you. Otikaka. You know, love is a beautiful thing. Sending me your location. How much you want to give me your quotation? Baby girl, the dimension, my love for you is on the rotation. Sending me your location. How much you want to give me your quotation? Baby girl, the dimension, my love for you is on the rotation. When you love somebody, you just wish you could give them the whole world, you know. In your mind, you'll be like, send me your location. How much you want to give me your quotation? Baby, give me your quotation. Anything you want, I will get for you. Hey! You want car? I'll buy for you. You want house? I'll get for you. You want to go to Angola? I will take you there. Why I say, ka, ka, ka. What ka, ka, ka. Yo, I say, my name is Mzoe 7 aka Mr. Gaga Gugu. Muribwanji nonse kunyumba kumeneko. Yeye mumaziwa tiri pantawi imene ya COVID, ntawi ya pandemic. I just want to encourage you ukuthi liboke zizandla. Yabona? Keep your distance, social distance. Even if you are talking to your baby 1 meter apart. I don't know when you are sleeping. It's your own problem. I'm joking. Yes, welcome to the Bulawayo Arts Festival. We are here to let you have some fun, have fun with you. Even when you are still home there, you can't attend our shows physically, but internet is there. Bulawayo Arts Festival is there. Tikupasani zambiri zo sangalasa, mukare muzivina pa nyumba, mukare pa komo, maona? So right now, I want to let you know that Bulawayo is the future. Africa is the future. Africa is now. Let us have some fun. Yeah. Why I say? Shekena on the guitar, Vui on the sax, Tumel on the drums, Wena Usenville. In Africa, when we say Masambeni, we mean let's go. Masambeni, let's go together. Asambeni is a Ndebele word, which means let's go. Masambeni, sapange piano. 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 Masambeni, Masambeni, sapange piano. Masambeni, sapange piano. Masambeni, sapange piano. Masambeni, irino piano, rine musiano, rine kamganaro. Irino piano, rine musiano, rine kamganaro. Samba. piano, masambeni, safa piano, masambeni, safa piano, masambeni, masambeni, safa piano, masambeni, safa piano, masambeni, safa piano, masambeni. Piano, rine musiano, rine cameranaro. Rino di piano, rine musiano, rine cameranaro. Rino di piano, rine musiano, rine cameranaro. Rino di piano, rine musiano, rine cameranaro. Masambe, if you are at home there, the song says Masambe. Wherever you are from the world, say Masambe. Safange piano, Masambe. Safange piano, Masambe. Okay, I see you at home. Okay, let's try it again. Masambeni, safange piano. Masambeni, safange piano. Masambeni, safange piano. Masambeni. Shake, take it. Bossa. Tiki 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 tiki. My name is Mzoe 7AK, Mr. Gagagugu, and the Fabulous Africans. Masamben, Agube Mnand. Continue having fun, continue following us and watching us. Shout out to everybody at home there watching us. Stay blessed. Masamben.
His name is Paul Mzobazi Mlauzi, aka Mzoe 7, Mr. Gagagugu. You can hashtag 7 every time you look for him on social media, giving us some good music. A versatile musician this guy is. He turns anything into music. He comes up with jokes from social media. He comes up in any genre of music, house, kwaito, Niger, and today he gave us some amapiano tracks. A big shout out to Mzoe 7, doing the most from the City of Kings. Anyway, this virtual platform needs to be launched, and for us to get this thing going on, we asked the mayor of the City of Kings, His Worship, Councillor Selmor Mtukudzi, to give us the official launch and the official address. I thank you.
Fellow residents of the city of Bulawayo and partners, today marks a very special day for this great city of kings. We celebrate the 126th anniversary of the declaration of Bulawayo as a town on the 1st of June, 1894. The commemoration is further significant as we launch the inaugural Bulawayo Day and the Bulawayo Arts Festival. More significant also is the fact that this will be the city's first digital festival, cementing our attributes of being a cultural hub and smart city. The declaration of Bulawayo Day by the City Council on Wednesday, 2nd October 2019, to be celebrated on the 1st of June every year, provides an opportunity to invite the people of Bulawayo in celebration of the distinct and proud heritage, rich diversity, and artistic potential that the city is endowed with. The entire week from the 2nd to the 5th of June marks Bulawayo Arts Festival, which provides a platform for social and cultural expression through the integration of arts and information communication technology. This time of celebration is amid the sad reality of the global impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, when many nations and citizens are observing lockdown procedures. It is hoped these festives will create a celebratory mood across Bulawayo and globally. The festival allows us to celebrate together yet apart, showing that the bond that exists between Bulawayo and its partners and residents is not limited to geographical distance. Bulawayo is in the mind and hearts of millions of people, and we invite you to celebrate this historic milestone as we launch our digital and inaugural Bulawayo Arts Festival. Furthermore, Bulawayo is a vibrant and creative city where cultural rights in their diverse manifestations occupy a place of pride within the ecosystem of human rights and fundamental freedoms. This brand has emerged as a semblance of cultural values and traditions that have shaped the city's history. Cultural consciousness defines our diversity. As a cultural hub, Bulawayo City Council must create strong, resilient, and inclusive communities to foster social cohesion and enhance social justice, and creative sector is therefore key to providing solutions to ensure that Bulawayo speaks with one audible voice to create an inclusive, just, and progressive city. The multiplicity of development aspirations we have designed, localized, and implemented signal our acknowledgement of cultural diversity as core tenets in sustainable development. Our diversity is thought, demographic composition, and artistic expression is what brings us together as a city. That is the core of our social capital, the intrinsic resource we tap into to build resilience in times of crisis. The urgency of empowering creative talent continues to emerge as a priority that requires concerted and conscious effort. The socio-economic status of our artists and cultural professionals is our collective responsibility. As a city, we are committed to creating a cultural cooperation platform that is conducive for us to reflect, refine, and deliberate on innovative interventions that can reinforce holistic participation in cultural life. The 126th anniversary acknowledges the gains of the past and allows us to craft strategies towards our exciting future. The city of Bulawayo is built on a legacy of strong visionary leadership and excellence in service delivery. This is due to the notable men and women who have worked tirelessly to make the city what it is today. The gains made in the past 126 years must be enhanced and protected so that our future is bigger, brighter, and prosperous than our past. The challenges we face today in providing excellent municipal services are temporary and will be overcome. Nationally and locally, we are experiencing a drought, and 3 out of 6 of the city's supply dams have been decommissioned. The little water left in our dams is being managed strategically as we wait the next rainy season. My council will continue to work towards the modernization of Bulawayo so as to renew our infrastructure in line with our vision to be a leading smart and transformative city by the year 2024. I invite you all to join me on the exciting journey as we reshape the next 100 years of our beautiful Bulawayo. I applaud and thank our technical partners, Nimbe Trust, the festival director, Mr. Simon Mambazo, Phiri, and the Bulawayo creatives and the community for making the inaugural Bulawayo Day and Bulawayo Arts Festival a reality. We thank the Almighty God for preserving Bulawayo and its people for the past 126 years. I thank you, Siyabonga.
We say Tatenda Taibu in Shona, as in Siyabonga Nomvete. Thank you to the mayor. But anyway, the mayor does have a junior, and the junior is going to come and give us a word of encouragement. And thereafter, we're going to have Vocal X, a group that has represented Bulawayo in so many platforms. We thank you for their offering.
Salibonani Bulawayo Omuhle. Mine is a short prayer in these trying times where people are suffering from anxiety and depression because all hope seems to be lost. Amahubos isahluko ngu-91. Yena owakhileyo ekusithekeni kophezu konke, ohlala emthunzini kaSomandla, uza kuthi enkosini, uyisiphephelo sami lenqaba yami, uNkulunkulu wami engithemba kuye, ngoba yena uza kukhulula emjibileni womthiyi, lakuwo umkhuhlane obhubhisayo, uphephe ngaphansi kwamaphiko akhe. Lo mtshoko ophaphayo emini, lo mkhuhlane ohambayo emnyameni, lokufa okubhubhisayo emini enkulu, bazakuwa abayizinkulungwane ngaseceleni kwakho, labayizinkulungwane ezilitshumi ngasekunene sakho. Uza kukhangela nje, ubone ukuphindiselwa kwababi, ngoba uyenzile inkosi yaba yisiphephelo sakho, ophezulu konke waba yinqaba yakho. Kwayikwehlela uyikubi, ngoba uza kulaya izithunywa zakhe ngawe, ukuba zikulondoloze endleleni zakho zonke, ziza kuthwala ngezandla zabo, ukuze ungatshayeki elitsheni ngonyawo lwakho. Uza kunyathela isilwane lebululu, izilwane lenyoka uzazinyathela phansi. Ngenxa yokuba uyangithanda, ngiza kumkhulula, ngiza kumvikela, ngoba uyalazi ibizo lami. Lapho ekhuleka ngiza kumphendula, ngizaba laye ekuhluphekeni, ngimkhulule, ngimnike udumo, ngizamnika insuku eziningi, ngimtshengise ukukhulula kwami. Ngiyabonga.
Hello, viewers all over the world. We are Vocalex, and we are so glad that you have joined us at the Bulawayo Arts Festival digital launch. In the face of COVID-19, we would like to encourage you to stay in the faith and stay positive, even as you are in the lockdown and observe social distancing. We hope that you enjoy this launch. Thank you.
Yafuna lomlilo wabangcwele basentulo wobaqondi sesolene benesini yenkosi angiyafuna awulo wabangcwele Yes,
Day one of the Bulawayo Arts Festival. Had so many performances, had interviews, and we will celebrate this annually in this day. Why do we do that this day? It's because Bulawayo Day is on the 1st of June, and we're going to be having the Bulawayo Arts Festival. This year's theme is #Wow, we own winter. I will not say more. I will not say much. Watch for yourself. Theater's coming your way. Poetry's coming your way. But before I do that, I'd like to thank Vocal X. Those guys can sing. Those guys make me wish I had those voices so that after I finish shows like this, I can go to the missus and say, enjoy yourselves.
amasiko ethu simthanda uBulawayo omuhle umini inhliziyo yami inhliziyo yami inhliziyo yami inhliziyo yami. Thank you so much. Ngiyabonga ibizo lami ngiNkwali. Inzalo yakho lapha koBulawayo. Ngihamba labo bhuti bamabahla balamatalenta. The Outfit Band. Ngiyabona lababona khona lapho lihleze emakhaya. Liziphekela itiye. Likhumbula njalo ukuthi ligeze izandla. Lingahlali duze. Ningahambi lapho kuminyene khona. Sithandane sikhumbula ukuthi umkhuhlane lo uyabulala. Sibonge phela ukuthi iBulawayo Arts Festival isilethele ubunandi sihleze ezindlini. Hayi siyaqhubeka ingoma engiqale ngayo ngithi unyawo lwami. Ingoma esichikitsha elandelayo lizayisa asikholiseni. Ukhulisile mntanami wena Ikulobonele mntanami wena Ikushatisile mntanami wena Ikulobonele ngane yami wena Sungilahla we Sungilahla Sungilahla wena Sungilahla Ukhulisile mntanami wena Ikufundisile mntanami wena Yakushatisa ngane ya wena Akulobolela ngane yami wena Sungilahla we Sungilahla likanga Sungilahla wena Sungilahla likanga Yama Ngikulobonele mntanami wena Nakushatisa mngane wa Sungilahla we Sungilahla likanga Sungilahla wena Sungilahla likanga Wena unje kungenxa yami Wena unje kungenxa yami Wena unje kungenxa yami Wena unje kungenxa yami
You say this feeling you call love is supposed to give joy and thumping heartbeats, the feeling of butterflies inside our stomachs sending shivers down our spines, huh? But who told you to call it love? In a world that is constantly spinning with catastrophe, turmoil, and bodies endowed with kinky hair were then said to be dirty because of the color of their skin. What if the thumping heartbeats were just the warning of the imminent danger that the opposite sex brings? What if the butterflies in our stomachs were just an alert to the brain that the body needs food? But you are so fooled to think that every foreign emotion you feel inside towards the opposite sex must be love, the shattering knees, head shaking, buzz, chill. A slow but sure process to insanity. And you, a patient to this fallacy called love. Love, a feeling said to be produced in the heart. And it, poor heart, a simple organ designed to pump blood to keep us moving. Love, a lie used by the world to psychologically trick us into the lifestyle we grew up to as kids. Namhla yim umama. Now tell me, how much love is this fist-sized heart expected to carry when you are going around dating everyone?
Thank you. Wow, this is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. Thank you very much. This is a beautiful show. Thank you to Bulawayo Festival, Bulawayo Arts Festival to be precise. Wow, the first of its own, yeah? This show is going to be very amazing, very, very amazing show we are going to bring to you tonight and today, wherever. But guys, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to give you spoken word that has been reserved right here in Zimbabwe. I guess we can call this show the Zimdola because it's definitely going down, Baba. Yes. So yes, it's the first one whereby it's more kind of like a one-man show. I'm here, you are not here, but you are there. That's the good thing. You are there, literally somewhere. But yes, thank you for tuning in and watching us live here. Thanks to the organization and everything. And as we all know, the trajectory, the root cause, the statutory instrument, the subject matter that has befallen us as the human race, and it has defaulted with our default settings, then we cannot gather as we used to. We are now bringing you live this entertainment thing, man. I'm very grateful about something. To introduce myself, guys, I go by the name of Mandla the Comedian. In short, you can call me MDC. Yes. So before we get into the show, there's something I just want to acknowledge. I want to thank this opportunity we had in this world. I know it's bad right now to see the coronavirus and this lockdown thing, but this lockdown thing, it's taught me something. Like I've had time for family, time to be spending around with my family, man, because due to those earlier days when there was no coronavirus, as a comedian in Bulawayo, there was a stand-up comedians. We have tight schedules. You know, our schedules are very tight. We don't have much time to be around family. Our schedules are very, very tight. We have very, very tight schedules of drinking alcohol. So time for family, we've got it now finally, man. And I'm very happy that I've discovered some things I wouldn't have discovered when I wasn't with family. Because I've discovered that my young brother is a DJ. What? I now understand how my parents felt when I told them that I'm a stand-up comedian. Scary but exciting. You know, being with family has made me discover a lot of things. You know, I've had time to play with my dogs. You know, it's awesome. And dogs are awesome creatures. That's something I always say. Izinja, they're awesome creatures. Because first of all, dogs are the only creatures in the whole world you can use to compare to with human beings. Have you ever heard anyone saying, men are kids? No. But yeah, that men are dogs. And most recently, being that dogs perambulate with bitches. We all know that. So I'm just happy, man, to be playing with my dogs at home there and being with family. It's awesome being around my family. Now, you know, I'm used to go microwave and stuff. But it's nice now. We take our food, we pray as a family in this hard time of coronavirus, you know. But now being home, you know, it has been awesome. But being home, because it's awesome being home, because being home, home is the only place where you can actually feel home. But now I've been home for too long. I now even miss missing home, because you know sometimes it's important to miss home And secondly, there's something that I so desperately miss. I miss ukuvuka ngigeze ngibangene. You know, we like this motto, mostly as Bulawayo people. Ukuvuka ugeze ubangene. Yes, genuinely by God's grace, siyakwanisa ukuthi sivuke. Well, when it comes to ukugeza, well, you know the water situation in Bulawayo right now. We don't have much of that water now. So ukugeza is now being a problem. Ukubangena becomes a major problem as well, because you'll be now contravening with the lockdown regulations, because you also interact as when some social gatherings. So until then, khona sazobangena, sigeze, sivuke, and it's going to be awesome, man. And now, on this coronavirus issue, guys, we need to take this thing seriously, because it's for our own benefit. And now with this coronavirus, it has showed one thing: stand-up comedy is actually a job. People always look down on comedians, do our home service. It's a job now. We are working from home. We are not like other people are not working now. Look, for example, sex workers. You cannot work from home. That's incest. Straight up, Gawan. Tina, we are working from the comfort of our homes. And comedy is now a service. Not only are we in the health sector, because we all know that stand-up comedy is in the health sector. You know what they say? Laughter is the best medicine. Wow, this time around, we are in home affairs, Baba. We're an essential service that we are rendering for the comfort of our homes, into your homes, straight up. And now let's maintain social distancing and social gatherings. And if anyone wants to interfere with your social distance, zibe obaligandanga when my liberation war heroes, lana fighters who fought for our freedom. We're fighting against the colonialists and stuff. If someone wants to interfere with your social space, just look at them and tell them, my friend, keep your social distance and I will keep mine. Zimbabwe will fight coronavirus. Asante sana. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
How can you say black independence in English? My tongue. Never forget to hate this tongue, for it was never given but thrust upon us by men who came from afar like a falling star, to conquer and alter our altars, to kill our gods. Armed with a cross to cross the mind with a message of meekness, mercenaries of a God who inspired weakness, to submit to his will and given to his chosen ones. They slaughtered the sons of Ham like swine, drove us to reserves like legions herd. We became paupers in our own holy land. Wind of milk and honey to learn the system of bearer bonds and notes, and the Christ who didn't make sense, telling us not to bear note while they stripped us to note with immaculate coats. Christ, you are an immaculate corpse, a sorry ghost, immaculate conception or immaculate deception, emasculating inception. We begged for bread while they thirsted for wine. For to worship their God, they drank the blood of his Son, to wash down the bitter word that clouded the sons of our glorious past. Professing salvation, yet their true profession deception. Lay up your treasures in heaven where no moth nor rust can destroy them, they said while teaching us the value of stones, driving us from fertile plains and the bones of our grandfathers and their fallen sons. They poured darkness on the black mind and called it illumination. Lay up your treasures in heaven where no moth nor rust can destroy them. Give up your earthly life for salvation. We begged for bread while they thirsted for wine. For to worship their God, they drank the blood of his Son, to wash down the bitter word that clouded the sons of our glorious past. They say this is the past, but a spear long buried in dust never quite recovers from sores inflicted in rust. So long a time, yet so fresh the blood memory of the scars inflicted in greed. You say I should be grateful I can read, but I cannot translate the hieroglyphs or the wisdom of my forefathers, chronicling the wisdom of the hunter who prays to his prey. Forgive me, brother, I must eat. I do not consider your defeat a great feat, for hands and feet are driven by need. Did I not hunger, I would cherish your beauty and not savor your bounty. You tell me my soul was saved by Christ, but last night I cried for connection with my past. Where am I going if I do not know where I'm coming from? Father, I cannot sing the song of my totem. Democracy, are you a freedom when realism means capitalism trying to fill the chasm with a glass mill? You see, once, do you remember, Grandma? We were gods before marauding hordes came through in ships and boats to boast of vast progress across the coast. Before they taught us that we were naked and taught us lust, turned the breast from a fountain of a child's thirst into a thing that's cursed. For now we see a woman as an object of gratification, not the vessel of continuity and salvation she once was when we and the stars consorted, cavorted while the moonbeams watered our boundless borders, bound us with fodder before they broke us, brought us brittle borders, bought us and sold us, told us the curse was upon us, and now the chorus still lingers upon us. Witness the weave, bear witness to how we cleave to foreign identity, scarred and scared to embrace our own infinity, because we were born into servitude like a fawn and shown darkness and told to call it a mirror. The media a drug dealer, selling us plastic models of beauty, made to wish for a lighter shade of skin and closer to be white, because white is bright and bright is right. But how can that be? We know there cannot be war on the chessboard until the white crosses the floor and tries to take from the black, which must stay awake lest they take your king and with them your gods. And when they take your gods, you cannot be gods, for you have lost the source of your divinity. And the victor will write your story, make it history, paint himself white and blameless, a decapitator of migraines, a savior to migraines, turn your heroes to tyrants, idolaters of violence. Meanwhile, the real culprits rape the mind, memory brutalized by the brutish British. How often do we think in English and still hold up accents as standards of sophistication, education, emancipation, education? Dear God, they have raped my imagination.
Western Gay, Jojo, Lavantu Western.
Isithandwa sami, uthando lweqiniso lufana lokubona isibhobo. Few of us have ever seen one.
Mina ngeke sithandwa sami, ngeke ngikushiye bo. Mina ngeke ngikushiye bo. Ngeke ngikuhluphe no, ngeke ngikulahle no, ngeke ngikuphoxe no, ngeke ngikushiye bo. Lawa Mthembe baby, lawa ungangilahle baby, ngiyacela ungangichithe baby, ngiyacela ungangishiye bo. Ngeke ngikuhluphe no, ngeke ngikulahle no, ngeke ngikuphoxe no, ngeke ngikushiye bo. Lawa Mthembe baby, lawa ungangilahle baby, ngiyacela ungangichithe baby, ngiyacela ungangishiye bo. My coconuts, my sweets in my wine, my super nuts, my coconuts, you go on, you are my coconuts, my sugar, my pie, my everything. My coconuts, you go on, you are my coconuts, my sweets in my pie, my super nuts, my coconuts, you go on, you are my coconuts, my sugar, my pie, my everything. ngeke ngikushiye
engenelisa ukuthenga uthando enginalo for wena. Ngiyathembisa ngizokuthanda kuze kube naphakade somoya wami.
Mina ngeke ngikushiye bo. Mina ngeke ngikushiye bo.
Hello viewers at home. Asincedisane nini ukulwisana nalesi sifo se-coronavirus. Let's make sure whenever you go outside, asifake nini ama-mask. Always maintain social distancing. Wash your hands thoroughly, at least 20 to 30 seconds, nge-sanitizer or ngesepha kahle kahle. Yes, nathi sokusinzimela ukuthi whenever you're entertaining, sokunzima ukuthi sibe seduzane. Asilwisaneni, asincedisaneni silwisane nalesi sifo se-corona. Stay safe, save lives.
Jovala bantu Western Cape, Western Khazins. This girl is so good, she's so good. She didn't on Mambazo, oh Mambazo. She's a good girl, Tanda no Twandabo. She's a good girl, Phathisa ngekhandlabo. She's a good girl, Nomntwana ngihlanyisabo. She's a good girl, and the 40 sawambhayisisabo. This girl is so cool, yazowenza kakhulu, and umbamba kahle, yazumbamba wekhekhe, spenete nothando lohlabile. Yazongenza njuluke, ngiyamthanda my baby. She's the sleep of my pain. She's a good girl, ngiyamthanda nomntwana. She's a good girl, Phathisa ngekhandlabo. She's a good girl, nomntwana ngihlanyisabo. She's a good girl, and the 40 sawambhayisisabo.
Kwano cute, njalo ku-right mangangena nge-heart. Mina naye asifuni ma-fight, thando lwakhe luso sweet. I bet mina naye we won't separate. I hate what she hates. She's ghetto, she got the tasty. Hey, she listens to my rules. She's so cool like ice. She's so still like waters. I'm the mouse, she's the cheese. Ungi drove her crazy, ungenza busy. Ngimthanda noma nini. Who need that thing for cousin.
She makes me feel so real. She's my sleeping pill. She takes care of all my bills. Nyefinte she got done, she kills. I'm loving her ways. She's the soul of my shoes. She's the one who got the keys of my heart. She She's a good girl. Ngiyamthanda nomntwana wo. She's a good girl. Phathisa ngekhanda wo. She's a good girl. Nomntwana ngihlalisa wo. She's a good girl. And the Phathisa sawambhayizisa wo. Love is amazing, so amazing. Una nothing for Hey, Jojo, love to Western.
Full of entertainment, excitement, Sithemba Bulawayo omuhle. Ngalolu lwazi salinika lona. Welcome. Welcome comrades of this community. Community. All the way from Nkulumane. Nkulukesh, Nkulubond. Welcome sons and daughters of Bulawayo. Welcome sons and daughters of God. God.
We are the community messengers. It calls for our collective conscience to categorically confront these compulsions of challenges. Change down.
This is victory. Siyanqoba.
And your conscience knows better than more.
This is 2020. 40 years in Zimbabwe.
Whoa.
The provoking message.
The explosive music. The volcanic man. The great idea.
The dynamic dance.
The expressive dialogue.
The objective action. The electrifying act. The quotable activism.
Your time.
We are the community messengers. And this is the message.
Wabacha.
Omabebeza. Onda. Amaslay.
Amarasta. Amachita.
Ocher. Jimoko. Iminchi.
Abafowethu.
Izinzethu. Sidinga ama-schematics nama-tactics okumanyuva.
Ngoba nxa singazenzeli.
Akula next ozasenzela. Zichagala zakadala.
Now is the time to stand up.
Time to act. Time to challenge.
Time to take charge.
Time to explode. Time to fight. Time to conquer. Time to overcome.
Time to speak out.
For your rights.
Uthani silitshela indaba encane.
A simple fairy tale, pregnant with meaning. You see, in Kuluma Kokai, mouthfuls, collected, ukwani, relax, chillax, change down, linda bengan.
We all have enemies.
Sonke siyezitha, ziyasithakatha, zisithathela amachance.
We all have friends.
Sonke silabangani, ongasibonani, is gonna be lit.
Kodwa uthani silitshela indaba encane.
Enincinci, encinyane, ecacileyo, calaceleni.
Kulabantu abalomona.
Omofaya, bediliza abanye.
Bebe khona abalomhawu.
However, besola bonke.
Labathanda ukubukwa.
Ombonani, yimbunge, majazi.
This is our story to you today.
Listen, and listen very, very carefully.
This is a special message from us to you today.
Listen methodically.
You see in life,
never take this for granted.
Simply because
you will never be granted pain out of the prison of poverty of ideas.
And if you have no idea,
you are academically malnutritioned.
And if you have no common sense,
You are quite shocked in the mind.
So my enemy.
Think with the capital letter T.
And you, my friend.
Think in capital letters.
Because.
Ungayicha manzi, uzayithola nathi. Ziyubheke.
Ungavela uzifake lapha.
Umhlaba uzakwehlisa. Wehle. Ungavuki futhi. Yindaba encane.
My daughter.
Mntanami.
You are an African.
Ungumuntu omnyama.
You deserve to be respected.
You deserve to be respected.
My son.
Ndodana.
You are an African.
Ungumuntu onsundu.
You must respect.
Hlonipha.
Ngoba many years ago.
Amamenemene ayevele khona.
Lesandla sesabhala emdulwini.
Menemene take emfasini.
Okutsho ukuthi
limenemene mthatheni imthenisi.
Nxa ulimenemene.
No community deserves you.
Full stop.
Tshela abantu iqiniso.
Bayekeleni abantwana beze kimi.
Not amamenemene. We say no to crooked crooks in our communities. Finish and Cllr.
Ngoba phakathi kwethu bakhona oDaniel.
They are not done yet. Basasevala imilomo yamadimoni.
Bakhona oDavida.
They never divide kingdoms. Basazozibambanisa lezi zizwe.
Bakhona oSamson.
They never cease to amaze. Basazodabula imilomo yezilwane lezilwanyana.
Bakhona oGabriel.
They always bring good news, and this is the message.
Phakathi kwethu bakhona oGoliath.
There shall be gnashing of teeth and weeping of tears.
Bakhona oPhilato.
Abaqali bakhangela begeza izandla izinto zisonakala.
Bakhona oHerod.
Silandebona la baziyela iqiniso. Namhlanje iqiniso lizela bona.
Bakhona oJona.
Abaqali bahlezi beqinya nezomhlaba ngenxa yobuthonsi beqila iqiniso.
Bakhona njalo oThomas.
Abakhona ngokubona. Namhlanje lisikhangele lisibone. We are the community messengers, and this is the message.
This was just entertainment. Full of entertainment. Excitement. Sithemba Bulawayo omuhle. Ngalolu lwazi selusithini.
I am for Bulawayo, fighting COVID-19. I have suddenly grown older than my age. Necessity compels me to join the Bulawayo community in the fight against COVID-19. As a child, ngiyalalela, ngihlala endlini, ngidlalela ngekhaya, ngiyageza, ngihlale ngihlanzekile. People must behave, abantu abachume. Stay at home till it's gone, or else we'll perish together as fools. It's not a threat, it's an order. I protect you, you protect me. We are too young to succumb because of defiance.
Welcome. Welcome to Bulawayo. Gondongas wenene. Mama ngizele ngicela uyigcinele abantu abami. Welcome to Bulawayo, the city of kings and queens. Kosketha bahle emakhokoba. City of beautiful superstars in arts. City of cream talented, the galaxy of stars in arts. City of elders, all the gigantic giants in the arts. Emzini komntana esilom ujoba ngangwa simajoba nam esigodleni senkosi yohlanga umkhatsha kozimangele okhatsha ngezinda enyawo lezi features zanyana. Our lives are under threatened by man-made human error, COVID-19. Fellow kids, children and young people, together we can defeat the virus, we can conquer corona, we can lock down. Stay at home, play at home, pray at home till it's gone. Methembe Oxide, Junior. We are now.
Yes, amashinshi azodlula ishakushaku izodlula itusobara izodlula igwarakwara izodlula ishitwalatsa izodlula.
Siyanqoba.
Siyanqoba with love. This is a song for Ama 2000. Ignore them at your own risk. Peril, risk, peril, risk, peril.
Amapiano azodlula, amashinshi azodlula, ishakushaku izodlula, itusobara izodlula, ikwarakwara izodlula, ishitwalatsa izodlula. Shaya shaya bansula, shaya shaya bansula, Ama 2000 shaya bansula, Ama 2000 shaya bansula.
Moyo Oxide Ideations.
Fish after that, I'm a trap king, aka Ushago the booms in a Landil. I told him celebrity Castle is a bit of a fast and a better way. Look at the ball from Lola, Uncle Luvana Gebejo, Nana give me so Tritana Yavula, give me a later. Hey, you know why? Pella Bagwan, so good to join the Pella, Legacy Fanan, like that of course, you got to the doors of Mazubukas in Amazon, so tell them I'm checking my door, busy beings of fool like kicking on my doors, it's not even cooking on my door. I'm hella nice, I'm your future wife, life crash. I run a chop too much to zoom up there, what you give Pella, what does it come on your reverse of the techno? It was up at the bed, like a beat run of my deep down. Who would you get when doing? It's to get to lead, Pella, see, after my finish. Who want my jury? Pegu yam pass a miss, cause I'm going to miss. I'm never get stuck up with somebody kicking your fucking colors and it's I got to go. Nafukanade, Utura Yamalako, this is a bastard got to go my shit about Buka Mistake. But fuck it morning. What's good to go to Mananga, the seconds of figure to name. I sue. The cost of our land, the Usanga interview. yesishona ngivalevale ngababaza kongiyafa ngibasathuneni hayi stu hello the right 1 2 3 apana noitasewe mone kandisani sotele kaleni we gon' pull up with my crews and we mess up betu valo zofele moye Asapien, Hansiso, Vatapon, who will never fear the colors and time you broke one ball. To Twagambari, the back love let chat cool, who for the future fucking cash, no back, no gas, shoot. It's got something shining, who got somebody. It's got something. Uchera kudala nyengozi mina ngizama ukukata makosta kita hengo shoot ufuni mekova glove anyeke ayitole shoot uzathola ngenqola phela lephifu ngipheka ngesoda buza bangane mina ngibila bola igama lami Fish after the Ramo Trap King aka uShako Dop umzela kabulandeli music engiyenza I call it in the Ramo Trap. So the next song enzoyenza ithiwa Too Much ikhuluma ngetrip esilayo eBulawayo asame Mr. T.
Paula guys, Paula.
Too much. Tata was losing 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 too much. That drink but it's like a pipe shoot. My bed from my leg is made. That drink but it's like a pipe shoot. My bed from my leg is made. My finger to business up well. So get to the jungle, check me. Opening one on check me. Open me Phiri, put me melanin. Bolamba. Bitches are missing on a jungle mango. Till I see sugar. What is in the jungle mango? Got the bro, in cover for your little sugar guys. Uchi get land nearly yes in the put yam. Shit. Bengo, the figures are good enough. Shit. But I'm back to Taylor. What I've done. Bang, shoot. Too much. Stop the was losing too much. Too much. Stop the was losing too much. Stop the was losing too much. Stop the was losing too much. That drink but it's like a pipe. My pet for my leg is made. That drink but it's like a pipe. Shoot. My pet for my leg is made. Shoot. Come on, I'm a fish after that I'm a trap king. Mambazo yenza uqina ngibiza ithonga Philani bo uphekana nami hunga sabi hunga thungile ithonga lami my team is on move asifuni malose Phathisa skala ukabe the sound of a hoof uyambuza mama wenzekani we're breaking the rules we acting a move ukalelani we're breaking the rules, we acting a move. What can you get to Chupunga to Jessica Pumukalina? Overthink is in a move, I guess I get foot and phenomenally. Bebe to Katima Septunia Kaya when you far with Twayi Paprika. The coffee pull out pepper, I get up busy, can I come to your wheezer? In the book, I tatang I wheezer, I copy boy ending of Pigo. It was that I'm best cup of book and his cup of Pigo. It doesn't let me the trip, I get it with it, or could have a dip. Tongue on a fresh, chunga sing a chon into be a pip. Philani bo, upeka nami. Hunga, sabi, hunga, tugili tonga lami. My team is on move, I'm putting my loose. Phathisa skala, got the sound of the hook. Uyambuzuma, wenzekani. We're breaking the rules, we're acting a move. Ukalelani, uyambuzuma mekaya. Wenzekani, we're breaking the rules, we're acting a move. ucabange njengengwenya uthatha ungaphiwa ngasela nedaba ngayiqala ngayimela lebhoda ngingene ngesithupha ngufaka kadevu njayibu adume ngendevu nomuthi usashangana umntakathu nefocus esikhove too few udrophi nabantwana betishu uphume kobulawayo uthi ukhomba ilanga khona kuthuqa intuthu yabo.
Hello, Bulawayo. Hello, world. We're coming from Bulawayo to talk to you about the arts and culture in Bulawayo. With me today, I have the Reverend Paul Damasane. Hello, Reverend.
Yes, good evening. And good evening to you listeners, wherever you are.
All right. I also have historian and author, Ubaba Phathisa Nyathi. Sawubona baba.
Phathisa Nyathi, yes, sakubona.
All right. Okay. So, gentlemen, what we're here to discuss today are the arts. As we know, you as a historian and Ubaba, you are both involved in the arts in some way or other. So my first question would be, what is the link, what is the relationship, rather, between the arts and our culture? Ubaba Phathisa.
Okay, perhaps let me kickstart that one. There is a very close link between arts and culture. Arts are expressive by their very nature. And they express something. That which they express is the culture. And the culture itself is informed by something bigger. And that, as far as Africa is concerned, is the cosmos. Hence we talk about cosmology. So our arts, when you look at an arts performance, you are looking at the heavens, the relationship between these cosmic bodies, how they relate one to the other. So that's our culture. As we shall elaborate, it is a culture of relatedness, of cosmic bodies relating one to the other. And so that is our culture. But then, directly and indirectly, our arts are expressing our culture and indirectly expressing our cosmology.
What he really means, basically, is to bring it maybe to your understanding. It's more about how we think. What in our minds is our world. Mm-hmm. Where do we kind of walk within this world? Now, when you can locate yourself within that world related to the cosmos, to the environment, to the way you relate even to the soil itself, mm-hmm. and to the animals, both wild and domesticated, that relationship, you then would call it culture. So in simpler language, they would call it a way of life. But when you call it a way of life, you have just you have simplified it to a street type of understanding, when in itself it is deeper than that. It is something that says, I do this, maybe because I've always seen it being done, but there is a reason why it was done, why it changed, and also there is need for an understanding of how did it change. When you see that, you will then see within that thread an understanding of how then that expression of our way of life, of our thought, of our worldview, it is now expressed into something that you can touch, something that you can respond to. When, for example, I dance in my church as I worship the Lord, it could be a song in English, but that song in English is being sung by Ndebele, who is an African. You will find that I am going to do certain movements that an ordinary white man would not do. I would move in some form of revolutions, as if to say I am rotating around something. That, of essence, is the cosmos, where the sun is almost there, bigger than anything else in the universe. And all these other stars are rotating around the sun, making their revolutions and counting themselves so we can get in there. By the time I get into the spirit, it's like God and me have become one.
Yeah, that's important. It's the totality. You don't isolate an aspect of nature, an aspect of the environment, but it's all scintillating as one and all in equilibrium, dynamic movement. There is nothing that is still. There is movement. The stars, the moon, the planets, all of them relate one to the other, and they are in constant motion. And it's not wild movement. It is movement that is predictable, movement that is rhythmic. It's a movement which is characterized by seasonality. And this is what maintains life. It's very important to appreciate that. The moment there is no movement in this world, in this cosmos, that's the end.
Ngengubamba umlomo kancane baba Nyathi, why has our culture changed?
Imagine the sun has set, and the sun did not rise the following day. Temperatures will continue to go down, things will freeze, and then there is no life. It is this change, life, death, but it's represented by there is a day, there is a night. If you leave it as day and it's continuous day, that, I can assure you, is the end of the world. And it's night, night for all the time, that will again. So you need to be changing day, night. That rhythm is very important. Predictability is very important. Just imagine a situation like this one. The plowing season has just come. Women, men have gone out there to till the soil. Then it germinates. You have the requisite weather conditions that support growth. And then suddenly it becomes winter. There is frost. It's disaster. So this is why now we have a problem. Because there is so much that we are emitting this carbon effluence into this atmosphere. And the result is a disturbance of that balance. And once you disturb this balance, you are disturbing Mother Earth. And I think was that William Shakespeare who said, there is no, hell hath no fury, or
yes,
something
hell
like
hath
that.
no fury like a woman scorned.
Aha! You scorn this woman. To us, this earth is a woman. Don't ever attempt to scorn her. She fights back. I've said this before. And when she fights back, our technology has no chance to reverse anything. It's like a tsunami. So that's what we are going to get as long as we disturb that important balance. When it is lost, I can tell you, it's disaster for us.
So it's very interesting. You are both raising very interesting points. But now, as is usually said, culture is dynamic. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, whether it may be correct, but it may not be right. Why do I say that? When I say culture is dynamic, we should understand that the dynamism of culture should of necessity be primarily intrinsic. We should allow it to change. Yes. But there are times that there can be an external influence that actually forces it to change, because a human being is a social animal that responds to things that are happening around him or her. So if the universe changes one way or the other, like what Nyathi said earlier, suddenly it's winter, you have got to change. So change in itself does not bring tragedy
No.
unless you really want to die.
Okay. Interestingly, right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. And this has changed the way that we do things. Not that it has changed in as much as maybe we have been forced to change the way we do things because of it. If you notice right now, there are stipulated numbers. If you're having a funeral, there have to be a stipulated number of people. You cannot hold gatherings. We are not going to church. We are not having cultural gatherings. So how do you see us going forward after this COVID-19, culturally and spiritually?
Well, sorry that I'm just jumping in because
It's okay. It's okay. Take it on. Take it on.
But I'll take you back a little bit. During the time of the plague, Martin Luther, the reformist, is quoted as saying, and it was during the plague,
yes,
right? He says, I will not visit my brother, even if I want to share and commune with him, lest by my visit, I enable the plague to spread.
Yes.
That's what he said. Yes. In other words, at that time, that far back during the Reformation, it means that plague instituted a transformative role within the process of Christianity at that time.
Yes.
Fast forward towards the influenza epidemic. When the Spanish flu was around, people would then pray for each other.
Yes.
But how would they pray for each other? Because they couldn't expressively show their prayer. When you sneezed, they would then say, bless you. You be blessed that this sneeze is just but a sneeze and not death. So right now we say, oh, bless you, bless you. We don't understand that it came from there. So in other words, the human being the social being that he is, or that she is as well, will always respond to it.
Okay.
Come to the present. The current scenario will actually destroy some of us preachers who will find themselves that I always preach, and as I preach, I'm responding to somebody who will be saying Godi Papa or whatever. He or she is there. But now, I'm going to be preaching, live streaming, and I am no longer having the physical audience in my church. And no longer am I just preaching to my church people only, but also to those people that do not attend my church. I dare say that today when I preach, if I go online, I'm preaching beyond my little parish that I'm used to preaching to. Because anybody now can switch on. So it means I need to change the way I deliver my sermon. My sermon has got to be slightly more beyond. If my church is in Ntumbane and I'm live streaming, I have got to, in my thinking, think of somebody maybe in Florida who may just go onto Facebook. There's nothing that can stop him from that. So I cannot be saying, all the gassy talk there alone. I now have got to bring in something that is so inclusive.
Yes.
But the spirit is not limited by what is happening now. And that's what you and I are. All the three of us on this set are primarily spirits that live in a body that have a soul. And because we have a soul, we can find a way of responding to the shenanigans that this life and this environment throws at us.
Okay. Baba Nyathi, he is saying for preaching, we can do it like that. But what about our culture as people? We are used to things like Gungafumuntu, Elainini, we all go to show our support. If one of our children is getting married, we all go to show our support. Even cultural activities, rain dances, how are those going to be affected now by this limit on the number of people, this stipulation of the number of people that can gather at any given time together?
I think we need to be clear that when there is a pandemic of this magnitude, I think the first thing that people are assuming and probably doing so erroneously is as if this pandemic is new to the African continent. I think I wrote an article which was dealing with a certain pandemic and how Africans responded to it. What is important is you have your cultural tools with which you respond to a pandemic. Right now, I don't think, at least I'm not aware that you've got a name for this pandemic. We don't know it. It's difficult to fight something that you don't know. Something that you know has a name. But hey, what's your name? We don't seem to know the name. So what is going to happen now is Africa will suffer more. Africa will suffer in that Africa has to receive ways of dealing with this animal that affects them, which they have not named. The solutions will come from somewhere. Look at how we are responding. You can see those societies that are individualistic will benefit. For them, this lockdown, they are already doing it, even when there is no pandemic. But for us, during a death, a funeral, we must be together.
Yes.
Amalala ndawonye.
Yes.
Umfela ndawonye. We are together there.
Yes.
But now, it's something new. And one thing that is certain to come is some people will be disadvantaged.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about live streaming.
Yes.
But can you imagine how many people in Zimbabwe are going to consume products of live streaming that you'll be doing in rural areas where the majority of the people are to be found? Yes. So we are already. Now, the other thing is how they are responding, what I've referred to in my private circles, oral pampers. This is what we are wearing now, oral pamper.
Oh, the ones that we
Yeah,
just took
yeah,
off.
we are using oral pampers, nasal napkins. Okay. Now, I want, this one is very important to me.
Yes.
When you say that is Reverend Damasane, are you talking about his legs? Are you talking about his feet? Is he best represented by which part of his body?
His face?
His face, I agree. It is his face.
Yes.
But you've already closed it. So we don't see. Our identity rests. This is why my ID, metallic ID, is my face. Okay. Now, I was just off camera. I was telling you. A harvest, there's a book called Harvest of Thoughts. Imagine it were a harvest of buttocks. Are you able to say that set of buttocks belongs to Reverend Damasane, that one to Phathisa Nyathi, this one to Mbezi? No. There is a reason. The face carries our identity.
Yes.
That identity does not reside in a single part of our body. It is our brow. Not in isolation, in relation to our eyes, in relation to our lashes, in relation to our mouths, our nose, our ears, our cheeks, everything in totality. That's what identifies me as Phathisa Nyathi.
Okay.
Now, you are closing that.
All right.
Blocking that. I don't know you. No. Are you beautiful? I don't know. Because how can you be beautiful when I don't know your mouth? I can't see your mouth.
All right. On that note, Baba, if we are to say, Mtheni, we cannot have a lot of people. Suppose I have you have a wife, or you have several wives. Now at your funeral, you are not allowed to have as many people as would come before. Does that make your funeral less authentic? or if we're going to invite fewer people for amalobolo negotiations for our daughter, does that make those cultural exercises less authentic because there are less people there?
What is
How
important,
do we go forward?
What is important is not so much to look at the authenticity based on the number of people. To me, it is the authenticity based on what is being done and what does it need. We have grown to say, for example, within a funeral, there's something called body viewing.
Yes.
Right? I would really ask myself, within an African context, where does that come from? Did we ever have such a thing?
No.
And the answer is no.
No.
It's not an African issue.
No. It was
right?
not there.
Now, yes, because the idea is, wena ofuna ukungibona sengifile ungubani. Mthakathi muni ofuna ukuzongiqedisela sengiyisidumbu. So all these things in our culture are not part of it, right? Gathering together, singing and doing all these things, is it really part of us? The answer is no. In other words, society has changed to where we are now. Society is still going to change to the future. Okay. So it's clearly now, how are we going to change it? We need now to say, yes, COVID is stopping us from coming together. How best can we do this? It has been cultural, it has been our tradition that we have actually allowed to happen now. Yes. We now have got to create a new norm. Because human nature, by its very, very creation, is meant to adapt. Okay. When God created man, he put man into a world or a place that was initially chaotic and created something and said, out of it, he didn't give him a ready-made and prepared earth. He says, work in it and be productive. Yes. In the same manner, right now, we need to look at this world and say to us, this is what has happened. This is what COVID has brought us to. We need to create a new norm. There are certain things we need to tell ourselves, what are the fundamentals? Because the fundamentals will not change. The principles will not change because they are universal in themselves. So when we bury, are we going to bury our people? Maybe right now we have the pleasure of burying them. Mm-hmm. But what happens if 500 people die at the same time?
One grave.
Right? We're going to put them in one grave. Yes. Right? And then we will then have to create a new memorialization of that. Yeah. Why? Because man is adaptive. We will adapt to that. But we will bear. If it means we have to burn and cremate, so be it. We may get to that point. But why? It is because we need to decide, what do we want to do? Mm-hmm. Do we want to get together for one person who has died so that 5 others can die? Mm-hmm. The answer is no. We quickly go back to what Babu Nyati said. It's because we do not know this enemy. We do not understand this enemy. The enemy is elusive.
Yes. There we have it, the invisible enemy. COVID-19 is what we are calling it, even though Baba Etiena, it's the enemy that we do not know. Please remember to always wash your hands, maintain good social distance, use sanitizer when possible, and please do stay at home. But let us not forget that we are at a festival. Bulawayo Arts Festival continues, and the next group on our stage is coming all the way from Gwanda.
Yes, Gwanda South, this is where they come from, the land of the Babirwa, who are part of a Sotho group. And you can see when they perform the manner of dance, I look at their attire, something that has come from the San people. You can see that type of dance that you find in Botswana.
That's Bolamba for you.
Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe, Dumela Mbasutu, Dumela Mbakalaka we, Dumela Mashona, Dumelang Africa, Dumelang Zimbabwe, Dumelang Bulawayo, Salbonan Bulawayo Muhle. This is Bolamba Culture Beds live at Bulawayo Arts Festival digital launch. Yes, asihlaleni kunjalo, kumnandi kunjalo, Bulawayo Muhle. Khona ngapha ezindlini silikhumbuza ukuthi let's stay safe, let's stay at home, let's wash our hands, let's protect others, let's protect ourselves as well from this deadly COVID-19. Ingoma elandelayo kathesi ingoma esikhuthazayo ukuthi singalahla amasiko ethu ngesikhathi se-lockdown. Yes, we might be locked down, but spiritually and singalahli isiko lethu, singasachiya amasiko ethu, singasalahla imvelo yethu. So
singoba ecorona dose sonke rohle singabambana tikapatana tikatsalana tishaikunda corona.
Siyabonga Bulawayo, siyabonga. Let's stay safe.
Day one of the Bulawayo Arts Festival, under the theme, wow, we own winter. So this would have been lovely and would have been awesome if you were here, but because of the pandemic taking on the world right now, the COVID-19 virus that's coming through from coronavirus, we would like to apologize for that. But anyway, next year you will be here after the world conquers COVID-19. But earlier on, I was not alone. Miss Mo was hosting interviews by the couch. Miss Mo was having awesome interviews with Reverend Damasane as well as Phathisa Nyathi. And with Miss Mo, labo Reverend, labo Phathisa, bese bekhuluma ngesiBhunu. And I was so involved and I loved that conversation. What was happening there?
Yes, BK, it was a great conversation indeed. Ubaba Unyathi says, since we are now wearing his chubo on our faces, maybe the only way we can identify each other is if we look at each other's bums. I don't know, what's your take on that?
It is a great take. I like the way you say great conversation. Anyway, I think it will be easier if we identify ourselves with the size of his chubo that are in our faces, Miss Mo. But anyway, as we shut down day one of the Bulawayo Arts Festival, it's going to be an annual event. Make sure you're going to be here again, 2021. We're not giving you this one live. Selmor Mtukudzi is going to close this one down for us with some good music and energetic performances.
Great, great, BK. So right now, please put your dancing shoes on because after these messages, Selmor Mtukudzi comes on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Ngiyaspay, ngiyangobulawa. Angithi ngiyamthanda, ngiyamqwa, lubulawa. Angithi ngiyaspay, ngiyangobulawa. Angithi ngiyamqwala, ngiyamthanda, lubulawa. Ngoba konke kwakhe isiyabukeka manje. Abantwana bayiqwala ngathi izithanda, awusiphethe manje. Elele, ngoba konke kwakhe isiyabukeka manje. Abantu nje Amageni, Elele, Selake last born, yini na man. This time no send me, oh yeah, man. Selake last born, yini na. This time no send me, oh yeah, man. Hey, Bulawayo, hey, stand some pay. So fast that day, me now. Bulawayo Mzoe, stand some pay. So fast that day, me now. Hey, only thing I stay, I'm Bulawayo.
michero yesango unotokumbira mborezi ona kumbira chino nechino aiwa ndechangu ari pano wanote mwana nje wangu uyu neazina kuwanikwa unzi murume nje wangu hapana chisina mborezi kumbira ochiri nandi kupinda chekwe cheku Chirina ni kupinda chekwe hakuna ba Chirina ni kupinda chekwe hakuna ba My way Chirina ni kupinda chekwe cheko kupinda chekwe
I'm so happy to be here in the city of kings and queens at the inaugural Bulawayo Arts Festival. Thank you so much for having us here. I'm so happy and so excited to be seeing how this festival is going to grow in the future. Thank you for having me. Next song is called Jine Basare, which is going to be my last. Again, thank you. Love you, Bulawayo. Jine Basare. Je n'ai pas arrêté.
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 Kuti wakazvarerwa kumosha. Ukadzidza mugeto. Zvine basa rezvo. Vabereki vakarambana uri mwana mudeke. Basa chikoro hauna kupedza. Wanga washairwa mari. Zvine basa
Je n'ai pas arrêté.
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 Kuti wakamitiswa mwana ukasiwa wakadaro vabereki vakafa kare kare ndokukura uchidzambura chikoro chaikunetsa zvine basa rezvo mayu ega ega hazvikutatise kubudirira zvine basa
Je n'ai pas arrêté.
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 Je n'ai pas
Je n'ai pas arrêté.
It's what you do with your life and the little that you have. No, je n'ai pas arrêté. No, je n'ai pas arrêté. It's what you do with your life and the little that you have. Shana desimba, unobudirira iwewe. Life and the little that you have. Kwa unova, akukutatse kubudirira. Life and the little that you have. Shana desimba, shana desimba iwewe. Life and the little that you have. No, je n'ai pas arrêté. No, je n'ai pas arrêté. Do with your life and the little that you have. You can achieve all your dreams. It's what you do with your life and the little that you leader. Thank you.